Hi, I'm Victoria Zuna, and this is my persuasive speech against sex education in schools. My views on this topic have changed dramatically, so I will still keep you guessing on whether I'm for or against it, but it is something I'm greatly concerned about. Sex education shouldn't be taught or required in public schools because it has the potential to overstep many boundaries. It oversteps religion, which is very difficult to go around considering the separation of church and state. Some parents tend to keep their kids more locked up more uninformed about this topic, which could overstep their boundaries, but it is something they cannot really control in the school setting. But if anything, it will only cause students to be way more curious about sex. The famous saying, curiosity killed the cat, basically means curiosity might kill you. It might cause you to do things that aren't so smart, or you might get stuck doing something pretty bad. The more students hear about sex, the more interested they're going to be in it. That's only kind of common sense. I feel like it's like watching something that you find interesting about guns on TV. You're obviously going to go and search them up and become more interested on the information they attain. The outcome could kind of have a reverse effect, which basically goes hand in hand with that kids would be more interested in it. Teenage boys are more likely to become curious or interested in it while learning about it. How do parents feel? In a more conservative setting, parents don't want their child exposed to sexual information before they have a chance to explain it to him. It's kind of difficult to stop this because parents know their child best. They know when they're ready to hear about it, and the school does not understand that. Parents could feel insulted that their child has to learn about something like this at school rather than at home because some parents are just more strict than others. Parents know best. Parents know when exactly their child is mature enough to be taught about sex. It's kind of difficult to go around that, especially when you have kids nowadays that are pregnant in middle school. So this is something that parents can only control in their own home. Something that completely supports my idea that the more you're told not to do something, the more you will do it, is how Southern conservatives tend to believe more in abstinence. That's why we do not promote sex education here in Texas, but the South does have the highest birth rates. Religion is something super difficult to go around. I understand this because I am Catholic, and it's kind of difficult when you have people at church telling you you're supposed to be abstinent, you can't do this, you can't do that, and to go against that in the school system in a town of predominantly Catholics, it's kind of hard to work around that. But many Christian religions do not condone sex before marriage, period. It would greatly overstep religion, and students would have no choice but to abide by school rules if schools chose to teach this in their system. The level of seriousness depends on the age you're teaching. If you're teaching upperclassmen, they'll probably be more serious about it, but then again, they'll already have known most of the things you're already teaching them. If you're teaching underclassmen, they'll probably make jokes about it since they tend to be more immature and tend to think they're really cool. If you're teaching middle school, they're probably going to be more embarrassed of their lack of knowledge. I can honestly say that I didn't know males and females had different genital parts until I was in maybe 6th or 7th grade. So the level of seriousness has a great effect on how well you're going to get the points across. Abstinence is the only way you're not going to get pregnant. You completely risk everything, your future, your school, everything that you work for when you become sexually active, especially when you're not being careful or being unprotected. Promoting safe sex is promoting sex, period. So promoting it in schools would mean that you are absolutely against abstinence, which is not what we view here. I think the statistics speak for themselves. 80% of teen fathers don't even marry the mother of their child, which is greatly unfortunate. Mothers have nobody to depend on. Parents don't typically want to deal with another child that their teenager has, it's like basically taking care of their own child all over again. Something that I truly agree with is that adults can make it completely uncomfortable and awkward for the student depending on their age, their confidence level, but also the age of the teacher. The older they are, maybe the less understanding they are, the less they're going to want to, the less they're going to want to be open to it or speak about it in a comfortable manner. It's kind of hard looking for a suitable teacher considering not all students are going to view the same teacher, one teacher the same way. I think the biggest thing that affects girls nowadays is that the minute somebody starts making them feel special, they really don't want that. They don't want that to end, and they have a hard time saying no. On this picture, there are five ways to say no to sex or any type of activity that you do not want to engage in. Like I said earlier, conservatives tend to promote abstinence a lot more, which most are in the South, yet the highest teen birth rates are in the South. This is a chart that shows where the deepest color of red shows the highest number of birth rates. Basically, sex education shouldn't be allowed in school. It only promotes promiscuity and influences students to be more curious about sex in all of its aspects. The less we promote the idea, the less we have to deal with it.